Yo, took our intro, and today we're outside. What's going on? What's going on? We're actually breathing oxygen directly from the source, not from my computer vent. Whoa, internet girl outside. What timeline are we in right now? This video was sponsored by Skillshare, and I'm gonna essentially be going out into the real world trying to find something to 3D model. I'm dedicating this project to anyone who has a word per minute count over 100. To anyone who has a word per minute count over 100, you need to get away from keyboard, you need to get outside and follow me on this quest to render something that I've actually touched, not something from my imagination. Okay, so essentially what we're doing now is looking around for an object that would be suitable. Honestly, I feel like someone died in this forest, so I'm gonna get out because I'm more inspired by urban destruction than nature. The things that draw me in a lot more are man-made and decayed, that sort of thing. So I'm basically on the hunt for something hideous and grotesque enough for me to want to render it. Now, this isn't a vlog, alright? Don't start it. It's not a vlog, okay? Let's cut that short. Let's nip that out of the bud. Let's get out of this beautiful park and find something utterly hideous and man-made that I'd want to render instead. The purpose of this video is to show how powerful photogrammetry with a phone camera has gotten. And you can practically do this with any phone, honestly. The better the camera is, the better your result. But we're not gatekeeping all you Android baddies out there. I'm joking. Don't get upset, please. I'm your average Android supporter. Ooh, I think we're getting to something now. We've got some metal fence, some abandoned codes, we've got whatever that is in the background, like a generator, I don't know what that is. But I think it's still a bit too beautiful. Also, don't really want to trespass to get to those cones over there. Might keep looking. This environment is way too clean looking. I don't think there's going to be any disrepair in the nearby vicinity, so hopefully I'm going to keep looking in that direction where the gentrification stops, and hopefully there's a bit of trash. I'm looking for trash, basically, looking for some ugly looking trash. You know what I mean? Now this is looking a bit more like it. Let's follow this street. If you know about this street, you know about this street. But the London version. We're in Newcastle right now. The London version of that street means a lot to me. That's all I can say without doxing myself. Anyway, this feels like a good direction to be going in. Got some grass. Oh, I think I spot something. Sorry to all these cars that I'm getting your plates in. Does it really matter? No one's gonna look at the insurance in your car, I don't think. Ooh, I think I see something. Ooh. Look at that, would you look at that? How gorgeous is she? I think we found it. We found our culprit. It's gonna have to be her. It's gonna be a bit difficult because it is massive. And there is this massive van truck right next to it. Do you reckon if I go inside and ask them to move it, they'll move it? That's cool. Let's have a look. Sorry, bit of a random question, but I'm doing art for the skit. Is it right to move the van forward, but I can move it? The like truck. Thank you. Do the hand?
No, don't worry. We can do it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so yeah, we're just waiting for... I'm such an annoying person. We're just waiting for someone to go and move the van. I probably disrupted their whole day. I feel really bad. I really want to get this. Thank you so much. Honestly, Geordies are the friendliest people on the planet. If you ever move to Newcastle, that's perfect. Thank you. That's more than enough. Cheers. Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. There's some stuff up top. There's a cabbage. I don't really want to. That is gross. Should we model the cabbage as well? Okay. So all you've got to do is first clean your camera, because mine was a little bit grimy, and take a really slow, clean, crisp video all around your object. I know I'm going really fast right now because it's in time-lapse mode or whatever, but you want a really, really slow video. And also, if the day is preferably not sunny, that actually works better. Also try and get the top of your object. If it's big, try and get the top of the object. As you can see, I'm struggling because it's literally taller than me and not many things are. Anyway, after the video, go in and take a couple pictures just of details that you want to get in your final render, and make sure that the pictures have context, so that the software knows what part of the object you're taking a photo of, and that's it. So, you guys have a good day. Thank you so much. They were honestly so lovely. What about this guy, eh? You guys have no idea how embarrassing it is to be taking pictures of a rotten cabbage on the floor until you try it. Right, enough of that. I'm heading home now because that's enough public humiliation for one day. And I just can't wait to be back at my desk. You know what I mean? Okay. We made it. We made it. So, now it's time to do the real business. I'm back in my element. Ooh. Don't know why I wore leather on one of the hottest days of the year so far. That's my own personal decision that I chose to stick to, and now I'm facing the repercussions of being really sweaty. But I'm sweaty at my desk. What's changed? So let's do something with all of that footage that I've accumulated, and yeah, let's put it to good use. So the first thing we're gonna do is install a program called Meshroom, and this is a really cool free photogrammetry software. It's super cool how it's just free. Oh, I don't actually know if they have it for Mac. It appears not. So Windows supremacy wins once again. I'm joking. I didn't know that was a thing, so this is a bit sticky. Borrow your mate's PC, that's all I can say. Really and truly, that's not really a good solution, but I might revisit this video with some software for you Mac Donnies, although I just do not. I've basically voided any possibility that Apple would ever sponsor me in the future, because I've just never plugged Apple or Mac specifically like that. I got an iPhone, but I'll never get. Anyway, I'm losing my train of thought. Right, download this. It basically is a little zip folder. Oh, we've got this Meshroom zip, and you basically just move it to your desktop, and every time you run it, you're basically running it from the folder. You don't actually install anything. It's kind of weird. So this is Meshroom. It says 2 because I've got one somewhere else on my desktop, can't remember where. You extract it here. So you open this Meshroom folder, and inside you basically always launch it from the folder here. So just double click that, and in a bit of a second it will open, and this is our Meshroom interface. Beautiful. Before we bring any images in, gonna have to move them from my phone to my computer. I'm just gonna transfer it. Honestly, seems to work pretty well. Was that 4 gigabytes? No, 400 megabytes isn't 1 gigabyte. It's okay, it's half a gig. Okay, whew, I was gonna say, boy. Cool, so now that is transferring over. Let's just open this WeTransfer and download it. In the meantime, I'm gonna make a new directory for the project. We'll call it photogrammetry. So I'm gonna make a new folder and just call it skip data, and I'm gonna extract it inside that folder. It's so cool. I just think it looks really cool. And who knows, we might be able to get some good stuff from this. So the reason I took a video was because I honestly couldn't be bothered to go all around this crate taking loads of photos. Realistically, that's what you're meant to do, but because I'm a work hard not smart Sonny, I figured out a quicker way to do this. Obviously, if you want to be right and good and proper, go around, take photos, take snaps like you saw. I took extra photos just of textures close up. However, if you want to do a shorter way, we take this video and we open Blender. But you weren't ready to hear that. We're going to quickly extrapolate frames from the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to open a video editing setup. Gonna add movie and gonna go and find that file, skip data, add this movie. It's so cool. I just think it looks really cool. I think I'm gonna render every 2 seconds. If 1 second is 24 frames per second, 2 seconds are 48 frames per second. So let's say every 55 frames I want Blender to take an image. So to do that, we change this step number to 55. Frame start 1, blah blah blah, and then we're going to export it as PNGs, and gonna change this folder to another folder within here. What's BL proxy, bro? Oh, Blender proxy. Okay. Gonna put it inside this folder. And call it Blender stills, and hit Control F12. And so as you can see, it's being really choppy, but basically it's just taking the photos for you. See, work smart, not hard. This is the cheaty way. It's the cheaty way, but we're getting something. So now we've got this folder with a bunch of frames. We've got about 300 frames. I think that's really good for capturing detail. So we're going to feed these images as well as these purposefully taken images. We're going to feed those into our software. So let's open Meshroom here on the sides. And we're going to drag in these images as well as these. Now that we have all of our data over here in Meshroom, don't know why that picture's here. Okay, never mind. Just click start, and we're going to save the project first. I'm gonna call it skip. Cool. So we're gonna click start, and that's literally as simple as that. You just let it do its thing, and now my camera's probably gonna start bugging out. So essentially it has to go through all of these nodes, and it computes all of these nodes, taking information from your images, the distance, the lighting, the texture, the yada yada yada. And by the time it gets down here, we're gonna have something cool to look at. This process could take 20 minutes, it could take an hour, it could take 2 hours, depending on how many images you send, the complexity of the images. I put 400 images in. I probably could have gotten away with 200 really, but you know what, like, it is what it is. This green bit shows the bits it's completed, amber is what it currently is processing, and all the blue strips essentially show how much more of the nodes the data has to travel through. So whilst Meshroom slaves away and does all the work, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is the one and only Skillshare. I've been watching Marcus Brownlee, MKBHD, since I was like 8 years old. This has been my inspiration. Like, I just watch his videos as a comfort. I feel so like safe, and I would watch every MKBHD drop on the day without fail. And so I just cannot plug Skillshare enough. It's an online learning community where you can refine your practice in pretty much any niche topic or creative or technical field. I've been working my way through this little series.
I think the bottom line is, well, it's that thing I said at the beginning. Make what you'd want to watch.
Wise words from the guy himself. This has been a really insightful class because, in case you haven't noticed, I'm a lot more present on YouTube. I'm a lot more active in posting, so I'm trying to pick up a bit more knowledge on how I can continue refining my channel and my little caveat of the internet where people seem to reside and enjoy spending time with me. So this class is called YouTube Success, Script, Shoot and Edit with MKBHD. I've been making my way through this class because honestly it's just been really nice to follow along and learn from one of my biggest YouTube inspirations. So if you're interested in this class or any of the thousands of other things that you can learn on Skillshare, then the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description or this code can get a free month trial of the platform with all the exclusive benefits of learning from your favorite content creators on the internet. So honestly, big thank you to Skillshare because they're mobilizing me to make more videos, and without them we wouldn't be here in Meshroom, would we? So shout out Skillshare. Also shout out Meshroom. She's working her way through slowly but surely. I'm not going to mess around too much because I don't want it to crash, so I'm going to leave my mouse alone, step back and let it do its thing. So about halfway now. This has taken about an hour. Yeah, it's a little bit of a long thing. I don't think you need as many photos as I took because my object was so massive on the scale. I took a lot of photos, but if it's a smaller object you're not going to need 300 images, I don't think. So finally all the nodes have processed through and you're going to get this point cloud. You're going to notice that it's upside down, so just left mouse click and you can turn your mesh the right way up. So essentially all of these cameras going around this mesh correlate to exactly the images you took. Somehow, I don't know how, the algorithm figures out exactly where the cameras are placed around your object. How cool is that? That looks so cool. So what we're going to do is exploit. We're going to exploit this point cloud and bring it into Blender or whatever 3D software that you use. To do that, let me remember how this works. I think it's File. Oh, I think it's already saved actually. So if we go into Blender and go to File, Import, and we're going to import an OBJ. So in the Meshroom cache folder, which will be automatically generated by Meshroom, you're going to find all the steps from all those nodes that we saw before. If you're going to see here, all these nodes have different folders and they contain all the steps and all the calculations. And in the final folder are the texturing. If you open this up, texture mesh OBJ, import that, give it a little time to marinate the little and here's the mesh. At first glance it's like, oh, what is that? And then you realize, oh yeah, it's always upside down. I really don't know why. I'm gonna hit RY 180, turn that around, and look at her. It's looking pretty good. The top is considering I had to take the photo like this and I couldn't even see the top of the model with my own two eyes. It's looking pretty good. So let's go into rendered mode. I'm excited. Done. Oh my days. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I think, you know, Meshroom, bruv. Even the wall in the back, it even got the wall. Wow, this is beautiful. I'm just gonna make it level because it's a bit embarrassing. Wow, it feels like I'm right there. I might have to use this for a little render, do you know what I mean? You can tidy up the mesh a little bit. If we look at how many vertices it has at the moment, if I go into decimates, we can see how many vertices it has. 3 million, yeah, 3 million vertices. That's not honestly as bad as I thought it would be. It's bad. If you hit tab, your computer might explode. Oh, it's not that bad. It's pretty bad, but it's not as bad as I thought it could be. We're just gonna bring the vertice count down to something a bit more manageable. So firstly, turn off this little, this viewport thing, because it's gonna have to calculate your decimation algorithm twice. I just always go with 0.2 straight off the bat. Hit 0.2, hit apply, and hopefully this 3 million will drop to something like maybe 1 million or something. So hopefully once this decimate is complete, you won't really see much of a difference in the mesh, but it will just be a lot more manageable in terms of how many vertices it has. Let's see how many. Okay, that's a lot more manageable. That's 65,000 faces. Yeah, 65k. That's not too bad, because now we can go into sculpt modes and into solid, and we can just smooth things out. To be honest, it doesn't need to be smooth because it's such a hideous little thing, isn't it? Maybe the top, but realistically, what am I gonna accomplish up here? You know, it's just gonna get rid of geometry, and I can't afford that because I don't really have any to start with. So I'm probably gonna leave this one here. I just wanted to show you guys that this is something you can do in Blender. Everything is free, bro. I did actually take some photos of a couple other objects while I was there, so I'm gonna go ahead and add those into the scene, because that should be quite funny. So the cabbage the cabbage is finished, and we're going to bring it into Blender. This video is getting more and more unhinged by the minute. So I'm going to open my cabbage folder, Meshroom cache, texturing, and then we've got textured mesh, polo top. I'm getting way too excited. So you guys have not seen me this excited in a video, and you probably won't for a long time. Something about photogrammetry just makes me very happy, and I can't understand exactly what it is. So let's just turn this round before we have the big reveal of Le Cabbage. I don't know if this one came out that well, to be honest, because we took like 3 images in total. But let's put the cabbage on the floor. It's a massive cabbage. Okay, and let's see what it's saying. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Wow, I think I'm gonna create a masterpiece by the end of this video. But I feel like a happy auntie. Right, okay. I'm gonna do a couple more. Get a couple things on my sleeve. Let's do a little bit more. Yo, so it's the next morning. There were so many photos, so it took absolutely ages, and the scene was really complicated. So this is what we ended up with. Obviously, it's such a shame that the roof isn't intact from what you can see here, but that's the kind of like testament to this kind of technique. It works, and sometimes it doesn't work. Realistically, this would have worked really well if the environment wasn't as complicated, and also I could have taken better pictures as well, but it did what it did. Cool. Okay, now I can delete 6 vertices, and we're left with pretty much just the little. I did that so badly down there, but we're not gonna look at that. No judgment, please. Of course, this is the cabbage. This is exactly what I wanted from this video. Maybe we should put it on top of the skip to pay homage to where I actually originally found it. So, what an eventful little video. Some might call it a vlog. I dare you to call this video a vlog and see what happens. But not gonna lie, I did enjoy just being outside, bringing something organic, something that I'm touched with my very own hands. I shouldn't be touching skips, but I am. I enjoyed kind of having the 2 elements of this video, being outside and also coming back to my comfortable space. I want to see what you guys can come up with using Meshroom. What an amazing resource. I want to see the weirdest renders. Maybe we can make another video in the future showing you how to incorporate these 3D models into an animation, something like that. But for now, it was literally just as simple as just putting some skips and cabbages into Blender, realistically. Thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Again, they just motivate me, man, to make more videos, to keep pushing the boundaries of what I can do with this channel, because I want to keep getting more and more abstract as time goes on. As you can't tell, I enjoyed this video very much. I've been giggling the whole time. I'll see you all very, very soon with some more wacky renders.